Hey guys, today we're going to react to Genesis, the cinema show, live in 1978. This video is apparently a remaster of some sort, so please check out the original video in the description. And today we're going to check out the cinema show, which is a song I never listened to before, and I have no clue what it's about, but I'm pretty sure it's prog rock. And there is no Peter Gabriel, if I'm correct. There's only Phil Collins, so Peter is out of the scene, and now it's Phil Collins era, but it's still pretty good because it's still prog rock, and there are the other members who are really cool. I don't know if there was any other changes in the lineup, as in like if Steve Hackett left the band, or I don't know, if any other people just left the band. I don't know what the lineup is in this time right here. But I know that Phil Collins is in here, so I'm very excited, and let's see in 3, 2, 1, play. Already sounds kind of mysterious, you know? And does remind me of Selling England by the Pound, which I think is the original album. Oh, it's kind of like dramatic, you know? Apparently that's the entry tune.
From work, our Juliet clears her morning meal. She dabs her skin with pretty smells, concealing to appeal. I will make my bed, she said, then turned to go.
I think that's Phil Collins on the vocals. Really nice melodies, you know.
Romeo locks his basement flat and scurries up the stair. With head held high and floral tie, a weekend millionaire. I will make my bed.
Really like the change right there.
He cries. Can he fail armed with his chocolates?
That was really cool.
Take a little trip back with Father Tiresias. Listen to the old man speak of all he has lived through. I have crossed between the posts, and for me there's no mystery. Once a man like the sea I raised, once a woman like the earth I gave. But there isn't that no earth.
Okay, so if Phil Collins is right here singing, then who's playing the drums? A ghost? Okay, no. Tell me in the comments who's playing the drums. And by the way, was that normal? Was it just for this song? Or was there another drummer? Maybe he became the vocalist for a while, but I'm not really sure. But yeah, this is sounding really cool. I mean, it has this like the Genesis signature sound that I really like, and kind of like the entrance to like blowing up the song in volume, I guess, like really making an introduction that is so memorable on, especially live on a show like this. This is really cool, and I have no clue what he's talking about, but we'll analyze the lyrics later. I can't really hear it. I know he's talking about the cinema show, but I don't know the context of that. But I'll find out later. And yeah, all the instruments are really good, especially the acoustic guitar. It makes you feel a little bit more relaxed and fits in with Phil Collins' vocals as well, because it's not really like a high pitch instrument or anything like that to probably drown his vocals or anything. And it really does like synchronize and what do you call it, like it does create a perfect harmony for it, so it's really nice. As well as the drums, they sound quite impactful and full of sound and not really dry or anything like that, you know? But yeah, let's continue. I didn't really hear... I don't know if that's a keyboard or not, but maybe it is. But I just really like the atmosphere of the song. It feels like it's taking you on a journey. Oh, kind of like psychedelic as well. I wonder how they did that sound. Maybe that's percussion. Sounds like animal sleeping, you know? Oh, I thought it was gonna drop the beat. Oh, there is the...
Take a little trip back with all the Tiresias. Listen to the old man speak of all he has lived through. I have crossed between the poles. You know, for me there's no mystery. Once a man like the sea I raged. Once a woman like the earth I gave. But there isn't fact or earth than sea. Oh, yes there is.
Really enjoying the drums. Oh, now they're true drums. That's really cool. Let me rewind a little bit. There's the keyboard. It does remind me of a lot of other Genesis songs, you know? Like Supper's Ready and Purple Fifth. really liking the drumming in this song. See the double guitar song. Oh. I feel like this show must have been really loud. Oh. I think those are the keyboards, right? Feels like a legitimate prog jam, you know. Ooh. Maybe a drum solo? It's kind of spacey as well. Can hear a little bit more at the bass though. Apparently this is the grand finale. Oh, that is really good. Okay, so I think that's the end of the song. That's where the video ends, so yeah, that was really cool. Honestly, really enjoyed that. That was great. It did remind me of like the signature sound of Genesis, or at least the prog sound. I don't know about the pop sound. But yeah, that was really good. And I also really liked how it became such a prog jam at the very end right there. And also how the most repeated parts of this video are at the very end and not at the intro, which is where the vocals start. So it's pretty much more of an instrumental song than lyrics, you know. But I'm pretty sure it must have like a narrative or a story to tell. So I'm going to check the lyrics as well. And the bass was really good along with the drums. They just synced so well. As well as the guitar with the keyboard, it sounded pretty good. And the vocals really synced up with the acoustic guitar. It was also, boom, just fantastic, you know. There were some parts that did remind me of Supper's Ready and Firth of Fifth. And I think the cinema show is from Selling England by the Pound, the album. which honestly I didn't really hear about before. I listened to Genesis, like I never heard of the album, but I can see why so many people actually regard it as such a good album that should probably take it to like a deserted island, like the Dark Side of the Moon for me, maybe The Wall as well, something like that. And it kind of reminds me of Dogs, I'd say, by Pink Floyd. If you compare both, then Dogs, I would say, is the most approximate, because it feels like a big jam. It feels like every instrument is really playing for their lives, in the sense that it's really like every sound matters. Every little instrument is putting a little bit of taste, I guess, in the music. So yeah, that was really good. Let's check the lyrics. Okay, so I read a little bit of the cinema show by Genesis, and apparently it's more like a kind of like a tribute to T.S. Eliot, and not really chill in depth. I mean, not really abstract with like existential meanings and stuff like that, but it's a little bit more direct and a little bit easier to understand. Like, for example, home from work, or Juliet clears her morning meal. She dabs her skin with pretty smells, concealing to appeal. I'll make my bed, quote unquote, she said, but turned and go. Can she be late for her cinema show? Cinema show. Maybe this is the cinema show. Maybe it's talking about, the theatrical piece of Romeo and Juliet. Maybe she's part of the whole piece, and she's probably busy, then turned to go to the cinema show. And Juliet is probably the same from Romeo and Juliet by Shakespeare, and she's doing very mundane tasks, just like Romeo, who is locking up his basement flat and scurries up the stair with head high and floor tie, a weekend millionaire. I'll make my bed with her tonight, he cries. Can he fail armed with his chocolate surprise? Question mark. Maybe this is like pretty much Romeo trying to seduce Juliet, with his chocolate surprise, maybe. Take a little trip with Father Tiresias, I think that's how you pronounce it. Listen to the old one. Speak of how all he has lived through. I have crossed between the poles. For me there is no mystery. Once a man like the sea I raised, once a woman like the earth I gave, but there is in fact more earth than sea. So this is talking about Tiresias, which is like a mythological Greek figure who has been punished by Hera, the wife of Zeus, to live as a woman after he did I think he killed a snake with a stick or something like that. Then he got punished by being turned into a woman for 7 years. Then he found the same snake 7 years later. Then he didn't kill the snake, so he was turned back into a man. Something like that, I can't really remember. But he's pretty much, listen to the old one speak of all he has lived through. I have crossed between the poles, men and women. For me there is no mystery. Once a man like the sea I raged, once a woman like the earth I gave. So it's pretty much talking about the different poles, different experiences of being a man and a woman. But there is in fact more earth than sea. I wonder what that means, because it compares earth than sea, and I think it's relating back to an old story. I think I can find it right here, where Zeus and Hera were arguing whether men or women experience more pleasure doing, the act. And apparently Tiresias said that the man only enjoys one part of like a 10 part of pleasure. So, Hera was pretty pissed off that she struck him blind. And maybe that's a reference to that. And then it repeats the same verse right here at the very end. And there's also some information about the piece as well. It's divided into two sections. The first section is a 12-string bass piece, which is really cool. Also, really cool to see 12-string guitars being played by Genesis. I think Yes also had that as well. And honestly, it's just really impressive that somebody can actually play a 12-string guitar, because even 6-string guitars are really hard to master, so you were just on another level, pretty much. Featuring vocal harmonies between Peter Gabriel and Phil Collins, as well as a short flute and oboe solo. I don't think we got the flute and oboe solo because this is, older. This is later in the timeline, so Peter Gabriel wasn't there to do the flute solo, unless it was replaced by like a keyboard solo, but I don't really remember. Then there's a keyboard solo with Mike Rutherford and Collins playing a rhythm in 7/8 time signature, and the lyrics written by Tony Banks and Rutherford draw much of their inspiration from the T.S. Eliot poem The Wasteland. So that's pretty much it. That's what the cinema show is talking about. There's no real big mystery, or at least I don't think so. If you have any other interpretations, then please comment down below. And also comment down below other songs by Genesis or other bands you want me to react to in the future. Also, please leave a like and subscribe so we can do more of this. There's also going to be a video in the future where I'll probably do like a list of underrated and obscure prog rock bands that you'll probably like. So, stay tuned for that. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. And that's it. Bye bye.